How's it guys, this is Dayvy FPL and welcome back to another Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. And welcome to the first preview of the 2019/2020 Fantasy Premier League season. So we're going to be keeping a similar format to how these previews were conducted last season. We're going to be picking right off where we were and we're going to be covering Game Week 1 review and then look ahead to Game Week 2 in the form of a preview. Now, these videos are going to be quite centered around my own team. We're going to be seeing how my team got on in the preceding game week and then look ahead to what players I'm going to be choosing for my transfers if I do take transfers and how my overall team will set up for the upcoming game week. I'll hopefully be creating another video every single game week that we do have this season, and that video will kind of cover better options for you guys if you want to use your transfers and hopefully players that are going to be hitting form soon. So stay tuned for that video. I think this week it's probably going to be a little bit of a different video, but in future game weeks, hopefully we'll be having a video that's kind of an overall video for you guys. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the preview. Looking over how my team got on with Game Week 1, the opening of the FPL season, we managed to score 86 points, and that leaves me with a rank of 523,000 in the world. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking to yourself, Davey, but wait, that rank isn't too fresh, eh? But don't worry, I just want to remind you that this is the first game week of the season. So the points and ranks are quite fluctuated, and you'll probably find that between you and the next 100k spots is probably 1 or 2 points. The reason I'm just saying this is I know a lot of people have been thinking that they've been having a really bad game week when in actuality they have done not that badly. I think a good kind of precedent for this game week would be to if you got above the average points of 65. If you have my team, we got quite a lot above the average, so that I consider as a good game week. And there's a lot of more game weeks to happen and we still have those vital chips to use. Between me and the number 1 in the world, there's about 40 kind of points between us, and that's just because of the triple captain chip. This game week was a great game week to use the triple captain chip, but that is just captain hindsight speaking there, and how are we to know that we will have to use the triple captain on a single game week? But nevertheless, if you used your triple captain, a major congratulations to you, especially if you used it on Sterling, as 20 points is a mega haul for your triple captain and one to be commended on. But going into how my team kind of got on in this game week, I want to talk a little bit about the squad that I selected. So thanks a lot to those of you who joined my deadline day stream. We managed to get our highest viewers ever of 1.4k in active viewers. This is absolutely insane, and I appreciate everyone that kind of could watch the live stream. I did publish it before the deadline, so those of you who didn't could have caught up, and I also released my team over on Twitter at DayvyFPL, as well as the YouTube community page we have here on the YouTube channel. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about it. Since the final team draft, I saw that Man City had signed Cancelo, so I was a little bit worried about Walker in terms of rotation, as Cancelo is a natural right back. So I thought to myself, I need to find 0.5 million to upgrade Walker to Laporte. I found that 0.5 by downgrading Taylor, who in fact picked up a knock, and it was something that we discussed in the live stream and why I didn't go for him in the end. He was rumored to have a knock and might not be selected, so I downgraded him to Rico, and then I had my 0.5 million to upgrade Walker to Laporte. But then I thought to myself that to find the cash, I didn't really want to have a 4 mil player in my starting 11. So I thought to myself how I would find more money, and I thought that I might as well just take a punt on Zinchenko, as hopefully Mendy is out for a little bit and Cancelo doesn't fill in at that left back spot. So I had 1 mil extra to spend, so I simply upgraded Rico to Ake, as he has a little bit more of an attacking threat. And as you know, Bournemouth's first 2 fixtures were Sheffield United and Aston Villa, and I wanted to take a punt on those 2 just from a defensive point of view. I don't think it was probably the right decision to make, as Bournemouth are pretty atrocious defensively, and I kind of spent the whole live stream tuning their defense and then only brought in one of their defenders. So there were other options that I could have gone for, but I think that the punt on Ake wasn't that much of a bad one. The other change I made, not from the final team but from previous drafts, is I stuck with Ryan and Button, as an 8.5 double up was too hard to ignore. Ryan, as you can see, scored 9 points, and I'm quite happy that I went with him over Pope, as Pope now has some quite bad fixtures. So I'm hoping Ryan can keep up the defensive form and Brighton stay solid defensively so that he can rack up those clean sheet points. Then we go on to Lucas Digne, who managed the 6 points for the clean sheet and was very unlucky not to get an assist. But that's just how it is in FPL sometimes. I was quite happy with Digne, but maybe a little bit disappointed with his attacking threat. But it was Crystal Palace after all, and they're not that bad of a squad. Then with Ake managed the 2 points, they lost the clean sheet in the 88th minute, which was very disappointing for me, as this was the game to take a punt on. I don't think they're going to be keeping a clean sheet against Aston Villa, so Sheffield United was where it was at, and to lose that clean sheet in the 88th minute is quite disappointing, but I was overall impressed with how Sheffield United set up. Then we have probably my disappointment of the first game week was Andy Robertson with the 2 points. Liverpool lost their clean sheet to Norwich, who played a surprising attacking brand of football, but it was the fact that Trent Alexander-Arnold and the counterpart Virgil van Dijk both got attacking points, which left Robertson and Gomez, but not many people have Gomez, but Robbo with an undervalued amount of points with only 2, whereas Trent and Virgil van Dijk got more. So I'm not too disappointed in Robertson. As I said, FPL is a marathon, not a sprint. So I think Robertson's going to be my season keeper, and hopefully he can repay me for my faith in him throughout the season. Then we have Zinchenko, who kept a clean sheet for Man City. I was just happy that he played overall and was very happy when he managed to keep up the clean sheet. I'm just hoping that Pep Guardiola continues to play Zinchenko, and then I can see him carrying on this kind of clean sheet form and winning form with Man City. Moving on to the midfield, we have Ayoze Perez with 3 points. The Wolves-Leicester game was very underwhelming and didn't seem like there was that much attacking threat, except for a VAR goal disallowed from Dendoncker. So with the 3 points, clean sheet point added to the average 2, and I was hoping that Perez could get some attacking returns on his debut for Leicester, but it seems like that wasn't the case, and I'm still going to keep the faith in him and hope that he can get some attacking returns in the future. Now on to De Bruyne, who was kind of my almost punt in this squad. He got an assist for the 7-point haul and was on for 3 bonus points, which dropped to about 2 towards the end of the game. Now with De Bruyne, I was overall happy that he got an assist, but quite disappointed as Man City did score 5 goals, and I thought that De Bruyne could have got more attacking returns. It's going to be something to monitor throughout the starting stage of the season if De Bruyne is picking up a couple of points but not the overall just of that Man City attack, and it seems like Sterling and other players like Mahrez and Jesus could kind of fill the void and get more points. But I'm willing to hold the faith with De Bruyne for now, and I might switch him out if he doesn't kind of reproduce the points he did in previous seasons. Then we go on to Salah, who was my captain and managed a goal and bonus points. So I was quite happy with Salah's performance, and I was happy that he got a return as my captain. Obviously not the best attacking option in my squad, but I was happy to go with the safer pick of Salah against Norwich, then Sterling against Man City. Going on to Sterling, who scored a massive 20 points, a lovely hat-trick for the English winger. He looked very productive throughout the game, and it's almost suited them playing West Ham, as he always seems to get points against West Ham. 20 points is a massive haul, as I said, and it seems that there's always a Man City player that starts off hot. Last season it was Aguero with the 20 points in Game Week 2, but this Game Week it was Sterling with his 20. So, not that disappointed that I didn't captain him. I was just happy to have him in my squad and kind of lap up those lovely hat-trick points that he got. Looks a great option from now towards the end of the season, and I think him and Salah will probably be my bread and butter in that midfield. Moving on to the attack, we have Wilson and King, who were also quite underwhelming. Bournemouth's attack overall was quite underwhelming, as they had a lot of possession but simply could not create the chances. Wilson ended with an assist and King with nothing, and I was quite disappointed, as having played a promoted side, I thought that they could get a lot of attacking returns. Keeping the faith for the Aston Villa game, as I think that that should be a more open game and there's going to be tons of goals in it. Then on the bench we have Button, and then we have Dendoncker with 3 points. As I said, he had a VAR disallowed goal, which apparently was quite unfortunate, as the handball of Willy Bolly was apparently not that bad. Then we have Lundstrom with another 3 points. He managed to pick up a bonus point. Yes, that's right. The 4 million defender playing out of position in midfield managed to get a bonus point. I'm super happy that I managed to pick him up in my squad, and I'm hoping that throughout the season he can keep that center midfield spot, and he was even sometimes getting more forward than the Sheffield United strikers. Then we have Mason Greenwood with only the 1 point appearance point. He came on late into the game against Chelsea, and Manchester United absolutely smashed Chelsea. Congratulations if you had one of their attackers. The likes of Martial and Rashford absolutely picked up the points. The defense also looked quite solid. Now going into my team for next game week, I'm going to be quite boring and I probably won't make a transfer. I think I'm going to stick with the squad for another game week and then have those lovely 2 transfers to play around with come game week 3. So in goal we have Ryan against West Ham. It's a home fixture, so I'm hoping Brighton's home defensive form can pick up this season, and I'm hoping that he at least can get some save points in that one. Then we have Digne versus Watford, and Watford looked absolutely dreadful in game week 1, and it is a home fixture as I said. Hopefully Digne can get more into the attacking third and kind of score some attacking threat and get those attacking points that we also desire. Then we have Ake against Aston Villa. As I said, I'm not expecting much from Nathan Ake. I think Aston Villa probably will score in this game and they might even win it. I'm just hoping maybe the attacking threat of Ake on set pieces is enough to warrant some points. Then we have Robertson against Southampton away. Should be a clean sheet for Liverpool, but I'm not kind of counting my chickens before they hatch in this one. I think that at least he could offer some assist threat in that game, and he was a little bit unlucky not to get some attacking returns against Norwich. Then we have Zinchenko against Spurs, and I'm really backing Man City to get a win in this game and hoping that they can keep the clean sheet as well. Then we have Perez against Chelsea away. It might be an away fixture, but Chelsea's defense looked absolutely woeful against Manchester United, and I'm hoping that the pace of Leicester can replicate the pace of Manchester United and they can score some lovely goals. Then we have De Bruyne against Tottenham, and if my memory serves me correctly, De Bruyne kind of always turns up for these tougher games, so I'm hoping that he can be either on the end of an assist or a goal in this one. Then we have Salah against Southampton, who's probably going to be my captain. It's just a little bit of an easier fixture in my opinion, but we're going to have to kind of monitor Salah's minutes midweek in the Super Cup. Then we have Sterling against Spurs as well. It is a home fixture and Man City are usually quite good at home and Spurs are quite bad against the top 6. So I can see goals in this one and I think that Sterling could be on the receiving end of them. Then we have Wilson and King, and as I spoke about the Aston Villa game, I think it's going to be a lot more open than the Sheffield United one, and I'm hoping that there'll be absolutely a ton of goals, hopefully for Bournemouth and less for Aston Villa, as I do have that Nathan Ake pick in defense. Then on my bench, just Button in case Ryan gets injured. We have Dendonk against Man United, who I probably would put on my 3rd position. We have Lundstrom versus Crystal Palace, who will probably fill in my number 1 bench position. And then we have Mason Greenwood, who I'm kind of going to probably leave on the bench. I don't think he's going to be getting many minutes with the likes of Martial and Rashford being in such good form. So I'm quite confident with this team and I'm hoping that they can do the business again for me and we can see a nice rise in rank. Now to end off the video, I just wanted to give a special shout out to FPL Mavericks. He is number 1 in the Dayvy vs the World Community League. I just wanted to look at his team and how it's getting on, and I probably will be doing this every preview video to kind of reward you guys for good decisions. So as you can see, Mavericks went for the triple captainship and it absolutely paid off. In my playing FPL history, the maximum kind of points that I've seen, besides the likes of maybe Alexis Sanchez in his Arsenal days, has been 20 points. So to nail it on game week 1 is absolutely sensational and I congratulate you. 20 points for your triple captain is kind of where you want it to be, and I back the triple captain over the likes of Salah. In terms of his other team, he has Pope, Holebas, Laporte, and Ake. So the defense kind of was a little bit of a mixed bag there. The Holebas pick is a little bit interesting. We have Fraser and Lucas Moura with the lovely assist. And then he took a punt on Origi, who ended up with 12 points. He has Kelly on the bench with 6, which might be a little bit disappointing. But then again, you're probably not going to be playing your 4 more defenders. But there's some great things about this team. I like the punt on Origi and especially the triple captain. So FPL Mavericks, congratulations. You are the number 1 for game week 1 in the Dayvy vs the World League. But otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this preview, guys. Please leave any comments down below if you have any questions. I'm sure if I don't get to them, another member of our lovely community will. Please stay tuned for more videos and also hit that like if you did enjoy the video and subscribe if you're new or just simply have not subscribed yet. And otherwise, I'm going to be signing off. This has been Dayvy FPL and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.